It ain't ours yet.
I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a moment of silence for, please, everyone stand, please. We have a moment of silence for the 3 police officers that lost their lives in the line of duty in York, PA. Detective Mark Baker, Detective Sergeant Cody Raker, and Detective Elijah Immensely. Thank you. I'm now going to read the police officer's prayer. Lord, I ask for the courage to face and conquer my own fears, to take me where others will not go. I ask for strength of body to protect others and strength of spirit to lead others. I ask for dedication to do my job well, dedication to keep my community safe. Give me, Lord, concern for those who trust me and concern for those that need me. And please, Lord, through it all, be at my side. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Okay, next we'll do roll call. Mr. Resnick? Here. Mr. Braun?
Here.
Chair is here. Ms. Borelli? Here. Mr. Gorman?
Here.
Mr. Cannon?
Here.
Mr. Swan?
Here.
Mr. Fagioli?
Here.
Okay. Let the record show everyone is present. All right, now we will have citizens' participation. If you have a comment on any of tonight's agenda items, you may approach the podium. Please give your name and address, and you will have 3 minutes.
I said I was going to, but I'm not doing it this month.
Okay, no problem. All right. Seeing none, we will continue. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the September 16th council meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Fagioli made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gorman seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we have the reports of the borough officers. First is the financial advisor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You have all received the reports. There's nothing else to add on to it. And one thing I got to note is that we are in the process of finalizing the budget. So stay tuned.
I'll report more on
Any questions for the financial advisor? I'll entertain a motion to accept the financial advisor's report and pay the bills.
So moved.
Mr. Cannon made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gorman seconded. We'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Resnick? Mr. Braun?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Ms. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Gorman?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Mr. Swan?
Yes.
Mr. Fagioli?
Yes.
Next is the police chief's report.
In addition to the prepared report the council should have gotten, I want to let you know that we just finished up another aggressive driving enforcement campaign. This aggressive driving campaign was backfunded by PennDOT for the overtime. It enables us to put extra guys on the street just for traffic duty. This campaign was directed at teen drivers and how to create better habits for teen drivers through our enforcement process. So everything went well. I think it was a success, and people may have seen extra officers in the business district called the Pike Corridor doing some extra enforcement. That's where it came from.
Any questions for the chief?
Chief, just one question. Does that include distracted driving, people on their cell phones?
Well,
Or
the
just
cell phone
aggressive?
violations don't go into, we can stop and give warnings until January of next year.
Okay.
The actual violations don't start until next year. Although we do have the opportunity to redirect the behavior at this point.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the police chief's report.
Make that motion.
Mr. Swan made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gorman seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Fire chief's report.
The only thing that I have to add to the written report is I would like to thank Borough Council for their donation of smoke detectors to the fire company for us to hand out to residents in need. So on behalf of the officers and members and the residents of the town, thank you.
Any questions for the chief?
Chief, you want to expand what that program is, just in case somebody.
So many years ago, they had a Operation Save a Life, where smoke detectors were donated to fire companies to take back to their firehouses, and any residents that required that were in need, elderly residents, those less fortunate, we were able to outfit them one, give them one, and first our elderly residents that were capable, we were able to install them in some of the houses just so they had something. We never had enough to outfit an entire home the way you're supposed to, but something was better than nothing. Over the last couple of years, probably since COVID hit, they stopped running that program. So finding places that are willing to donate that kind of stuff has become harder to do. I spoke with Tom and he said that Darla would be willing to help out with that. So we have smoke detectors available for residents in need. So we can either hand them out to those that need them, or we can install them for the residents that may not be able to do that themselves.
I think the other one is the one where you show up at a house fire and there is no detector, you don't leave without one.
Yeah, there's been several times where we've showed up at a scene of anything where the residents don't have them. So we're able to, we have them on the truck, we have them in the chief's car, we're able to leave them with something so they're protected adequately.
We appreciate the time commitment on your end as far as, going to people's homes and installing them. So thank you for that. So, any other questions? All right, I will entertain a motion to accept the fire chief's report.
So moved.
Mr. Borman made the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Braun seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Engineers report.
Thank you, Madam President. The Upper Darby School District, we continue to monitor the school construction. Today, we received an update from Mika about curb and sidewalk excavation installation. It started today, will be ongoing for the rest of the week. Permanent paving and trench restoration will follow. 36-inch pipe is to be expected to continue for the next 2 weeks. And then the 30-inch pipe will be installed following, which we expect that to take at least 3 weeks. And the signalization conduit installation will start the week of November 3rd. The road program work has been completed. We're going to generate a punch list this week to close out that project. And the pickleball court construction continues. The base court is complete. Electrical conduit has been installed. We expect fencing and nets to be installed this week and sidewalks to immediately follow. And the final wearing course and painting will be installed 30 days later. And that's the updates I have, unless there are any questions.
Chief, we miss each other today, but on that part, and I know we've discussed this, but I don't believe we got an answer back from PennDOT controlman. Are we allowing them to continue the closure, or are we going to make them do flagman now that we're approaching past Sycamore where it's a wider highway?
We have to talk to PennDOT about that. I know we talked about that, but PennDOT has not responded as far as changing that permit.
I just think it's really starting to create havoc in our, people are finding other ways for our community. It's killing the chief men.
I agree. I think we're maybe 2 weeks away from that opportunity.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, that 30-inch pipe moves over to the inner lane.
Well, you're
So
correct.
we're not in the street. I mean,
Yeah, you're
just
correct.
because they want to go play in the street, don't mean we can allow. I mean, we have no say, is what I'm saying.
Agreed. Once we get past Sycamore, then we have that opportunity. Agreed.
Let's follow up on it tomorrow. I do get people asking that. I mean, it's just, holidays are coming too. I don't need them dancing in the street.
Agreed.
Any other questions for Mr. Kelly?
JP?
Yes, sir.
From what I understand, the Springfield Road will be totally repaved come spring, even though they're going to do the repairs to make it passable at this time. That being said, from what I understand, or I may be wrong and Tom will know, Aqua is supposed to put a new main down Springfield Road also? A new water main?
No, that's been completed. The aqua work is done.
Okay, I thought that was a new gas main, but the water main's been, I just questioned because of the fact of what happened on Baltimore Pike all through Springfield.
Right.
After a beautiful paving job, everybody came in and ripped up the road, so.
There's a minor correction. I don't see a spring overlay. I see a completion of job overlay in conjunction with our curb and sidewalk work going up. So we have a permit application to begin the work going up Springfield Road on the sidewalks on our side.
Correct.
So we need that restoration after everything's done. So we have some input into that.
Agreed. Yeah, so it's going to be later in the spring.
Any other questions for Mr. Kelly? All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the engineer's report.
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry. Mr. Cannon made the motion. Mr. Fagioli seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Solicitor's report.
Madam President, I don't have any action items. Everybody's been on good behavior this month.
Any questions for Mr. McBlain? I'll entertain a motion to accept the solicitor's report. Yeah, I'll entertain a motion to accept the solicitor's report.
So moved.
Right. Mr. Cannon made the motion. Mr. Gorman, would you like to second it?
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Motion carries. All right, community development and code enforcement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have no additions to my prepared report.
Any questions for Mr. Gould? I'll entertain a motion to accept the community development and code enforcement report.
I'll make that motion.
Ms. Borelli made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Braun seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Managers report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Motion to approve a service agreement with Grant Success Lab for the grant writing and application preparation for the statewide local share account LSA for a one-time fee in the amount of $6,000. That is for similar to the program we talked about Main Street, except for this would be the borough implementing that and not in conjunction with other owners, which bogs the process down. I'm particularly looking at the north side of Baltimore Pike from Oak Avenue, that corner one through and down through Baltimore and Springfield Road. Business enhancement sidewalks.
Okay. All right, so,
And funding is up to, I believe, $500,000.
okay, and so we're just approving the one-time fee. Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to approve a service agreement with Grant Success Lab for writing an application preparation for the statewide local share account for a one-time fee in the amount of $6,000.
I'll make that motion.
All right, Mr. Fagioli made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gorman seconded. We'll do roll call.
No, you don't.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right,
Next up is a motion to authorize resolution 2025-13, submission of a Pennsylvania Department of Transportation Multi-Transportation Fund grant application. We've received several of these. This particular one will be for the east side of Baltimore, of Springfield Road from Baltimore Pike through Sycamore due to the school district backing out of doing that work on the sidewalk.
Okay.
You want to explain a little more of that, JP, in detail?
Well, yeah, it's as simple as the work that we expected to be done through the school construction, which we talked about for year in and year out. They decided once they put that contract out to bid that it was not within that scope. And it's been the goal of council and it's been the goal of the borough to have a completely revitalized corridor between the Upper Darby boundary all the way down to Baltimore Pike. So this is a grant that would fill in the gaps where the school leaves off as far as paving and sidewalk improvement, lighting and signage.
John, you want to add that we've heavily opposed this, but
Yeah, well, I mean, I certainly think that it would be a good thing if we got the grant. I mean, that way it's all taxpayer money, but it's somebody else's taxpayer money, paying for it. whether it's that or whether it's the school district, we still have an issue, and I don't know that it's resolved, although, PennDOT gets the final word, is that, as we went through the process, the promise was that the sidewalks and curbs on the side of Springfield Road where they've been putting the storm sewer in were to be replaced. And when they asked PennDOT for the permit, the school district and PennDOT decided that there were not sidewalks and curbs required there. And their reasoning was, well, that's been that way for years. However, in order, what the school district is obligated to do is to construct a stormwater maintenance system. And that includes both the pipe underneath the ground that is carrying the water from the school property, as well as capturing the water that runs on the surface of Springfield Road. And it is true that that condition has existed for years there. We're all familiar with in heavy storms, it gets, floods and puddles, puddle might be a light word for it on those properties. However, having the curbs and sidewalks there channels the water keeps it on the street and channels it into the inlets that are going to be there. So our view is that in order to have an effective stormwater management system, you still need to have the sidewalks and the curbs. Yes, it is improving what was there before, but that's the school district's obligation in order to control the runoff from what they have done to what was previously a green space property. So, again, PennDOT has the final word. We haven't given up the ghost, but we've expressed to the school district that, separate from PennDOT, we still have our land development agreement. We don't agree that the stormwater management system is adequate if the sidewalks and curbs aren't part of it. Now, if we get the grant from the state and, that grant money is used to do it, great. Because if the school district does it, it's still your tax dollars. And, so if we can get different tax dollars to pay for it, that's fine.
In our relationship with the state, JP's, myself, John, we've worked with them other areas and everything. They see the work we're doing in the borough. They see all the funds that we have to improve their state highway, because everything we're doing there is their state highway, from Springfield Road, the Balmer Pike, the corner property, catching street flow water. And we have a good relationship with them. So they're the ones that emailed me and said, Tom, why don't you put this in? We'll put our weight behind it and see if we can get you another $500,000. I think that's the estimate, $500,000 to complete that. And then we'll have a brand new curbs and sidewalks from here to up at Arby Line. That's what we're looking forward to do. We're looking forward to start that work probably in the next 30 to 45 days if PennDOT releases the maintenance. We're going to try to do another maintenance agreement first.
Right.
And submit the other plans. So we're trying to catch up where we're doing the curb. I don't want to be doing curb and sidewalks after the kids are coming across the street. So we're going to get this thing moving. So that's the resolution 14.
Any questions about that? John?
I don't know, Tom, if this question's for you, John McBlain, JP, or John Wu. If we don't get the grant, and those people live on Springfield Road, they have had their curb completely destroyed, especially where the granite curb was. That ditch just undermined the sidewalk. The curb fell in. I don't even know if they put it back.
He said today, they've started restoration today. I didn't have a chance to get up there. I was too busy today, but JP, we're interested to see what PennDOT is. If I was going to do it, if I was the homeowner, John would require myself or yourself to put at least a minimum of 6 inch, but no less than 6, but an 8-inch curb. Well, when you put an 8-inch curb against a flat sidewalk, something has to meet. So I'm not interested to see how that, I guess Clem is the inspector, I guess, and he's pretty hell bent on.
The rest of my question, and John, you'll be able to answer this, I think. If this is not done through a grant, and those homeowners end up with bad curb and bad sidewalk, and they go to sell that piece of property, John, as an inspector, aren't you going to condemn that sidewalk and curb?
Off the code, absolutely. For a rental license or a resale certification, they need it.
So from a legal standpoint, John, I mean, am I wrong that, they destroyed it? No matter where the money comes from, it should be made whole.
Yes, I think in addition to yes, Councilman, in addition to what I said previously, we now have had a process where the scope of their work has been bigger. They were just going to cut not a little trench, but they were just going to cut a trench off of the curb line, to install it. Because they ran into the granite rock, we've all seen what they've had to do in order to do it. And I've certainly noticed that it's more of an engineering question, but it seems, before it started, they videotaped the curbs and sidewalks, all up and down Springfield Road, with the idea being that if the contractor were to do anything to it, then they would be responsible for those repairs. So in those areas, my opinion would be, and I'm only playing an engineer now, that if they damaged any parts of the curbs or sidewalks, then they should be replacing those. Separate and apart from the issue of whether it was proper for PennDOT to approve the permit without the curbs and sidewalks. Again, we're very hopeful because I think when we really started banging the drum on this and got on the phone with PennDOT and screamed at them about why it is that, they weren't, that they left that out of the permit, they were, I won't say they were sheepish, but, they were like, why don't you apply for this grant? And, that should take care of everything. We make everybody happy, You get your curbs and sidewalks, school district, you don't have to do it. It makes, solves the problem.
And the residents wouldn't have to.
And the residents wouldn't have to do it.
Any other questions about this grant application? Okay, I will entertain a motion to authorize Resolution 2025-13, the submission of the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation Multimodal Transportation Fund grant application.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Cannon made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Swan seconded it. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And the motion to authorize resolution 2025-14, the submission of local share account LSA statewide grant application. That refers back to the grant application contract that the TSL is going to apply for. This is the resolution necessary to submit with that grant application.
Okay. So any questions about that? Okay. All right. A motion to authorize financial assistance with costs associated with the radio system upgrade for Clifton Heights Fire Company. The cost to cover the necessary upgrade is $20,166.42.
I'll make that motion.
All right. Mr. Fagioli made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cannon seconded, and this we do need to do roll call because of the amount, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
And
and we'll,
I'm sorry, we need to vote on this bullet point too.
okay. All right. Oh, I skipped that. My apologies. Mr. Resnick,
Yes.
Mr. Braun.
Yes.
All right, chair votes yes. Mr. Borman,
Yes.
Mr. Cannon,
Yes.
Mr. Swan,
Yes.
Mr. Fagioli.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Would you like to explain? The one that you were talking about, I misread. So we approved the fire station stuff that we had talked about at the caucus, but,
What am I doing now?
just
2025-14.
clarify
2025-14,
the
refers
fire
back to the first
department.
one?
Yeah. So that
So it's just a straight motion on 25-14 deals with the application.
for the radios that we,
No.
No.
Oh.
That's why I'm getting confused.
oh, okay.
So radios are separate, let's skip that.
Okay.
So on 25-14, we're applying with, the first motion of the night was the GSL to apply for a grant to LSA from the state for Baltimore Pike Carter.
Okay.
Business district to work on those streets, sidewalks, similar to when we made a motion to table where the business owners would have to engage with us.
Yes.
It was very complex in staffing. So we found that they came back and said, we have this one, that you can go in and do it in all the right of ways and buy properties and enhance properties as a borough. And that's from the corridor between Baltimore Pike through Oak Avenue North, once on Baltimore Pike. That's a motion that we will attach to the application to the state saying the council authorizes my office to apply for it.
Yes, yes, but I just read about the next item. Okay,
Did we
so
approve
do,
14?
yes, so we'll do,
No.
we didn't do that one.
No.
I read the wrong one.
Okay, so we're going to.
Yes,
No.
so we'll do a motion to authorize Resolution 2025-14, the submission for the local share account statewide application. Yeah.
Tom, that's in the hopes of getting rid of that eyesore at Baltimore Pike and Oak, correct?
If we're successful in,
If-
I don't explain it. It's not like we just can't take the things we have to, there's a process we're working on.
Well, we can just take it, but you got to pay for it.
Usually it's trying to more meaningful.
Yeah.
The bank is working with us, I'll say that. For now.
Okay, so does anyone want to make that motion?
So moved.
All right, so Mr. Gorman made the motion. Mr. Cannon, would you like to second? Okay.
Second.
All right, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, motion carries. And then I read and they voted on the next item.
For an explanation quickly.
Yes.
All right, so I had to call it because as I said, throughout the county, they're upgrading the radio system, both the internal 911 system, which once it leaves the 911 system, you need mobile radios, station radios, police radios, emergency services throughout the county. The fire company was given, the county did give a certain amount of radios and mobile stations to different fire companies. And there was a formula that they did. Clifton Heights, in my discussions with them back when we did the 9/11, they're stuck with a $20,166 delta between what they have and what it's going to cost the fire company. It's a one-time capital purchase. Talked over with Suzanne, the mayor was there that night, and some council people that were at the 9/11. We just think that, we have some money tucked away for some things in the emergency side of the budget that we decided we're going to give them the money and help them out. This way you can get your radios, have the right amount of equipment and proper protection. Some of the command vehicles and things were not included. And they're fortunate because they already started using them and they found some glitches in it, which they're helping the 911 system figure out. I believe they want to go countywide by December.
December 15th is
So-
the target date.
So pick your check up on the way out. Means it's already been approved.
I was very excited, that's why.
My last item, the last item on it, that deals with the council's budgets and things. Pick up what Stella said. Suzanne, Destiny, and Bruce, we've had conversations because they were concerned about the budgets and where we're at. Bruce was always on that, where we at money-wise, where's the budget, a couple councils get calls. These three are pretty much it. So I was kind of talking with the mayor and Suzanne. I think we can, that's why she was laughing earlier. I think we can squeeze in another year of 0%. I looked at the budget very hard. I have a lot of experience in this where you got to really be careful because there's a lot of things, but outweighing the risk, you need to tie in what's happening to our residents. We have a 23.5% county tax increase last year. The school taxes, I believe, were 3.8 or 3.9. That cannot go down with a $110 million school going built, and they're kind of sheepish on where they're going to be next year. Even though it was August, I think they raise it again. A lot of the towns around us are implementing a 1% earned income tax. That's not something flavored that I've discussed with council. I think that's a regressive tax personally. Our budget is good. We watch our dollars every day. We've been fortunate that over the years, the council before I got here had really, really aggressive tax collection system. We collect about 98%, maybe more. By the end of the year, we usually we're up around the 99.1%. Other municipalities around us, 68%, 75%. That puts a big strain on the budget. So when you have a good cash flow, and Jane does a great job with it. We talk to her pretty much weekly. She deals with Stella all the time. But that being said, we didn't have to borrow money to do a lot of renovations we're doing around here. We spent about $400,000 over the last year and a half, 2 years in the preparation. You're seeing the results of the playground. What we didn't see was we took the trees down. we brought dirt in from the school district, it saved thousands of dollars for both the pickle court and that location, because they have to get rid of dirt anyway. They were paying to get rid of dirt, so we were able to take the dirt, spread it out, get it compacted over the winter, and then do some other infrastructure things there. So that money, rather than going out and borrowing a high percentage, where the percentage rates were 2 years ago, 6%, 5%, we were able to do it and sustain ourselves. So we're not paying any debt service. We are paying debt service and not any new debt service for the improvements that we're doing. That being said, I looked at it. I know Stella's more of a conservative, give me some tax money so I don't have to squeeze nickels and dimes and get yelled at by you that we have to pay a bill or whatever. But that being said, this borough runs very financially resistant, and also both our financial consultant as well as our auditors and our audits that come in show a very stable and viable community. We still have good businesses. We do have some vacancies. We also have some new business coming. Our 2Ks in down here, the pizza place, the Burlington jumping right back into a vacant store that could have killed the community as far as tax dollars. Our tax revenues, appeals, John watches them very closely, and we fight them pretty aggressively when they come in. And I haven't seen too many recently, so they know, towns that don't fight them, you're taking advantage of. So I think, and I've stated clearly, there is not going to be any recommendation from my office, which drives the budget, to council for any increase in taxes. Both personal income is not something that's in. A lot of people are calling because we're not Upper Darby. Upper Darby implemented. The residents that live in the 1908 Westbrook Park section, we get calls. They think that they're in that. We are not. So the school district has not implemented 1%. So you won't have that, and you won't have an increase in borough taxes. We are cautiously objective, like last year, that the county is definitely going to implement a trash fee, probably a large trash fee for what we're hearing. And the sewer, we
4%.
relax, we got to wait till then. The sewer, where our Mucking and Patey's ties into the Darby Creek that goes down to Delcora, that's a fee. So a lot of people get confused. There are fees directly passed from us to them. For all the years I've been a public official, got beat up on raising taxes and fees. I always got upset that, why can't they just send you the bill? We're getting blamed. All we're doing is taking their bill, divided by the 4,000, 4,800 residents, 6,000 houses, and sending it to you. That's really what it is. So we won't have to make that decision. John, what do you think? December? We can go as late as December with some of it. They may not give it to us till December, right?
The grant?
Fees.
The fees. Well,
The county fee, I don't know. The sewer fee, I've been told 4% increase Delcora.
We'll look at some of the fund balance.
Always do.
4.9.
Okay. So we'll look at that. But that, we have till December to announce it. But, I'm confident there's not going to be a tax increase for the borough for 2026. And we've been fortunate. Senator Kearney and this borough's brought in $5.8 million worth of grants. That's all infrastructure, playground equipment, all the stuff that we have. And that's direct result of having a good financial and policies behind it, because all that dollars and cents has to be all put into a computer program. They do look at our budgets and they look at our audits and how we spend money and bills getting paid and all that. So that's a credit to council on that. There is a press release that the mayor has. We will be opening the park on Thursday at 5 o'clock. He'll bring it up under his. That's finished. The mulch came in the last day and a half. So, that's all I have.
Okay. I had a question. I wanted to know if you could go over, I've gotten questions about some of the different property complaints, like the process of going through that basically we're kind of at the mercy of the court. Could you kind of go into that a little bit as far as?
John, let's say we have bad property. I'm not going to say any addresses. We have a couple.
Mhm.
John will bring you up to speed what he does, and then I'll pick it up from there administratively, and then John can pick up on the back.
Yeah,
It's a
just,
three-part process.
yeah, because it's frustrating for a lot of residents to,
Frustrating us.
so just to provide a little more context.
Sure, absolutely. So our intent is always to educate the public and not to have to enforce it, because we'd much rather let them know that there's an ordinance or standard they're violating and they need to address their property. So we obviously start off with that. We try to improve verbally if we can and in a voluntary manner. If not, we will leave notice at the property that there's an issue that needs to be resolved. If that is not followed up in the time specified and they did not contact us to get an extension, we will issue a ticket. The tickets range from $15 to $50, depending on what the violation or infraction is. If the tickets remain unpaid and the situation does not improve, the code violation is not cured, then we go to a non-traffic citation, which is $600 plus cost, which puts it around $691. Again, when we go to court with the intention of trying to compel the property owner to, make the repairs, make the improvements to the property, not to collect the fines. Typically, the fines we collect are normally with bank-owned properties and other corporate-owned properties where they're digging their heels in and not addressing it. If there's a nuisance, overgrown grass and weeds, trash and junk, things like that are affecting the quality of life or safety in the borough, we have a contractor, ADU Services, we work with who will abate the violation and take care of the nuisance. That does result in a bill that is ultimately leaned against the property if the property owner chooses not to pay it.
So once in a while, John will come to more than often in the summer, but this time of year. And we'll either get on the phone and speak to the solicitor and next steps or whatever. But once it gets to court, he's in court every Thursday. A lot of the repeat offenders, the frequent flyers, they know the system. So court sends them a notice. Guys in New York, a lot of these owners are in New York. They said the day before, oh, I'm sick, I can't travel. Goes back in the system, letter goes back out, gets another letter. Until the courts decide to, send a warrant or whatever, that could take 6 months. You're back and forth with letters. If we have that happen, John, if it's a problem property, we'll get in touch with the owner and request to meet him on site. And then we just did one of these last week, go through the process, pick the worst violations. He's still in court. We don't waive anything, but we try to get it resolved. If it doesn't happen, then we call our big enforcer, Mr. McLean. And go ahead, John, you can pick up what happened with you do.
John and I often speak about code enforcement matters, how to handle it. But if a case goes beyond the district court level, and many times I participate at the district court level, we probably have a handful of slum landlords that are there that we're well aware of. So we sort of handle them differently, where we don't give them any breaks. But they also know the processes that if they don't like what the district judge decides, and many times they don't even show up before the district justice. They know that the district's going to appeal it to the Court of Common Pleas. They pay their $50 appeal fee, and 3 or 4 months later they get a hearing date in media. So John and I will talk about whether the situation's been rectified. If it is one of our frequent flyers and we still are having problems, we'll go. We're required to act as a district attorney for prosecution of those types of cases. So we do that. There's one particular judge that hears them. She's well familiar with Mr. Gould and myself. So we do handle them there. We also, we don't do it a lot, but we have use the civil process that if somebody is not following the zoning ordinances, not following something, and there's a emergency situation that affects the health, safety, and welfare, we could file a lawsuit basically against them in the Court of Common Pleas and seek injunctive relief that can be enforced by the sheriff or the police, where we'll step in and order them, the court will order them to do something, or allow the borough to, as Mr. Gould said, remediate whatever the problem is ourselves, if the resident won't let us on the land, type of thing. Obviously with the guys with guns that help us, do that. So there's a variety, we are very aggressive when it comes to code enforcement. We are aware that there are a number of properties and it's typically, owned by somebody not living in the borough, who just, won't follow the rules and we have problems with. But Mr. Gould's very aggressive in doing it and handling for those that deserve and need sort of some handling. One comes to mind on West Broadway where there's a woman who owns a big single family house and she really doesn't have the means anymore to take care of it. And, she's got parts of it that are falling off. And, that's not a situation where we're looking to levy big fines against her, but, try to persuade her to, and find, we've put her in touch with COSA and that sort of thing, find ways to, have her get the work done, or bring somebody else in or provide her other options. So there's all kinds of, of different, from the velvet glove to the sledgehammer that we try to use.
We try when we're sending out something for an occupied dwelling, we try to add the resources that are available. And the first thing is, hey, we're here to help. There may be some funding and resources available through the state and some other organizations who can help do some of this work. We try to utilize that when we can. As John and Tom just said, a lot of these are corporate-owned properties, bank-owned properties, things where they would apply for something like that. I would say of my enforcement time outside of routine inspections, things like that, about 9% of my time is spent on about 10% of the buildings in the borough. Unfortunately, as John said, the repeat offenders, the ones who unfortunately are not going to keep the properties up to par as we request.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time to provide that information.
Certainly.
Any other questions for the borough manager? All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the manager's report.
So moved.
Sir Gorman made the motion.
Second.
Mr. Fagioli seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Board reports. Mr. Swan?
The only thing I would say is with Halloween coming up, please, everyone be real careful out there driving. Watch out for them little guys and have a safe one.
Okay. Mr. Resnick?
Nothing.
All right. Mr. Fagioli?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody on council and the mayor, JP, and Tom Mikosi for the park, getting that. When I was elected, after the first year, second year, I tried to get this park going. It did get going. And after John got elected, we worked together, getting it all done, the pickle court and everything to improve that. I lived up there, raised my 4 boys. We never had a park up there except for these old swings that were up there. And I'm glad it's up there now for these kids now. So thank you a lot, everybody, for helping me with that.
Mr. Cannon?
Bruce kind of left himself out of the thank yous, but he should be recognized for hard. He put a lot of legwork into finding the equipment, talking to vendors. He took, no offense, Tom, but he took the lead up at Harrisburg and did a heck of a job. I know you were right there with him, and but he really did. Bruce worked real hard. He deserves a lot of credit for that.
We actually ended up saving about $56,000 by what's up there. And I think nicer equipment.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Braun?
I'd just like to add a little bit to Rich there. Nowadays, people are double parking, especially Halloween. Just be really careful because, I've seen kids running in between cars and it gets a little busy, especially on some of these the road home streets with the kids. So just be really careful.
Ms. Burley?
I don't have anything.
Okay. I don't have anything to add to, everybody else pretty much well covered it. Mr. Borman?
I had something brought to my attention, and John, I think this comes up. They said they weren't allowed to move into have movers move them in during the day. You know anything about that?
No.
I thought it was kind of strange.
No rules for that.
I said, there's rules for everything, but I don't think for that. What hours would they typically be allowed to do that?
As long as they're not violating the noise ordinance, they, are pretty much able to work at will. I'd say after 10 o'clock, you're looking at impinging on the noise ordinance, but depending on the activity, if it's a person or a pickup truck, it's not, that shouldn't really create an issue.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Madam President. As Mr. Mikosi mentioned, we're sending out a press release that states, after a year of planning, design, the historical port area, the Borough of Clifton Heights is proud to announce the ribbon cutting ceremony for the Diamond Street Play Area on Thursday, October the 23rd at 5:00 p.m. The mayor, council president Suzanne Brittis, Councilman Bruce Fagioli, and Councilman John Cannon will join to officially opened the newly renovated play area. The borough is also honored to welcome Senator Tim Curran and Representative Heather Boyd, who worked tirelessly and supported the project from the start with $80,000 of Department and Community and Economics Development funding. The renovation Diamond Street Park area is a significant investment of over $400,000 in capital funds to our recreation and community space, providing a safe, welcome area for the children and families of Clifton Heights to enjoy for years to come. Following the ribbon cutting, attendees are invited to take part in a brief tour of the newly constructed pickleball courts, now 75% complete, along the view of the future community dog park along Glenwood Avenue, directly below the play area as you follow the pathway. Suzanne Brittis, President of the Council, commends the work Council members Bruce Fagioli and John Cannon for first proposing this area to be revised, have worked tirelessly in the planning, securing funds, and choose the play equipment and details with the administration and engineering staff. She is also proud of council efforts to continue the enhancement funding of the state and federal grants to provide these community enhancements. Some $5.5 million of grants from various sources have flown into the borough, with this being the most visual to date, with others coming online within the next few months. So a lot of work obviously has been done by this administration to get this to happen. And most of it's been all done by grants and funding from the Department of Community and Economic Development. So we thank everybody for that. Just a couple more things. October the 25th, Saturday, is a e-cycle and drug take back. That will be at Alden Borough in their parking lot from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And just, again, with Halloween, I know the chief and I talked, and we're going to have extra police out there just to make sure everyone's safe. And just when you're driving around, just slow down. I mean, that's our biggest concern right now. Just slow down while these kids try to have some fun Friday night. That's all I have for my report. Thank you.
Okay. Any old business to come before the body? Any new business? All right, we have closing public participation. So any items of concern, you can approach the podium and you'll have 3 minutes. Just please give your name and address.
Bonnie Callahan, 225 Bridge. Is there any update on Seven Oaks Alley?
It was on my report, really. JP, yeah. Did we ever get the answer on the insert?
We're working on that. There's been a delay of product development. It's a company out of Chicago, so we are working on that. I hope we get it done by the end of the year. If it's freezing weather, it's difficult to install slip lining sleeves.
Okay, can you send something out to the residents so they know?
Oh, I mean, that.
Well, it was supposed to be done in September.
Okay, all right. I'll send something out. And then what happens is I don't know when it is. So that's like, what do we say now? There's not going to be any disruption. I said that when I said no disruption for any movement in the driveway in and out. Because you have a driveway in the middle, you have one on either end. So you're coming up the right, you're coming left. I'll send that.
Well, I'm just worried about another back out.
Well, that's not
Because
happening.
they were up there.
I put them up there.
Yeah.
James went up there because we prevented it, and that's what we're doing. And there was also some investigation from JP.
Yeah, as a result of the investigation, there's no reason to excavate. It can be fixed with the slip line.
Okay, what about the manhole?
That's going to be repaired during the slip line. We have to win for this, we have to win for the manhole, so that'll all be taken care of.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I understand.
Anyone else? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
All right, Ms. Burley made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 go from that low parking up there to that one.
He's on for something. Start the outside contractor.